Hi, and welcome to the Crit Hit Wild podcast, where we cover all things Marvel Crisis Protocol, and we do a new character every week. This week, we're going to be talking about Silver Sable, and I'm your host, Fred.
I'm Brad.
And I'm Steven.
Hello, everyone. How are you guys doing? How are you doing today, Brad?
Great. That's the second time I've had a drink in my mouth when it was my turn to talk.
Well, I'm going to keep doing it. I'm watching you. I can tell. And how are you doing today, Steven?
I'm excellent. Thank you for asking, Fred.
That's good to hear. Unfortunately, Brandon won't be joining us. He has to work all day today, and he has a lot of other responsibilities that he has to take care of. So, unfortunately, we'll get back with him next week on his take on Silver Sable. But let's talk about upcoming tournaments. So coming up on June the 15th, there is a tournament in South Charleston at Lost Legion Games and Comics. That is going to be one of our local tournaments. It's going to be a fun get-together, but it has no broader consequences to the greater meta all around us. So come if you wish. We will welcome you, but it will just be for fun. Coming up later in July, on July 13th, there is going to be a tournament at CharCon in Charleston, West Virginia. That is usually held at the Clay Center. It's at the Clay Center this year too, correct?
Yes.
Is that where it's going to be?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you are in Charleston, come to that. That's going to be a good time for people to show up and play some games of MCP. I'm expecting there to be a lot of people present, maybe some that have played very few games. We'll see. So if you're looking at getting into the gaming space, come to the CharCon event. That'll be pretty fun. And then on the 20th of July is the BECC qualifier in Columbus. That is going to be at the Guard Tower West. So if you are in the area of Columbus, which should be most of our gaming meta, most of our group should show up to that.
It is sold out.
Well, never mind.
There's a waiting list, though.
There is a waiting list, and he's going to try to get more space. But currently, all the spots are filled.
Okay, then. Never mind about that. Speaking of stuff, there's one more thing to talk about before we move on, and that is the Salt Lake Open in August. That is going to be starting on August the 2nd.
Hold on, Fred. I have the information. But don't
you
say
have the information.
Don't say things that aren't true. Okay,
all right, Brad.
So $50 signs you up for all the MCP events. There's 2 events. They're on Friday and Saturday. Friday is a casual gymnastics event, and Saturday is the actual event. They have been approved to be a grand tournament from Asmodee. They've also applied to be a LVO Invitational Series points qualifier. And
nice.
The $50 gets you a convention pass for those 2 days as well. You don't have to buy a separate one. If you want to go on Sunday, you would have to buy a separate convention pass for that day. But if you look up Salt Lake Open on Google, it should come up. But it's utahwargaming.com is the host. So if you're in that area, which we are not, sign up.
Yeah. This is a little bit outside of our range, unfortunately.
I don't know. I could drive there.
Oh, boy. That would be quite the drive.
I've driven from Naples to Washington State in 5 days, so for work.
Naples, Florida?
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Oh, wow.
No, Fred. Naples, Italy. He drove from Naples, Italy to Washington State.
In a lot of states.
In 5 days.
So it's not beyond me.
Okay. I want to manage expectations here. None of us are going to be showing up at the Salt Lake Open.
Mm.
But if you live in that general area in Utah or in the Four Corners area, you should go. It sounds like it's going to be a big event and it'll be a lot of fun. All right. Oh, and should we talk about Second Wind? That's coming up in October. It's sold out in what, like 15 minutes
I think it
this
was less
year?
than that.
It was less than 15 minutes it's sold out.
I am going. I got a ticket.
I'm also going. I will also be going.
And so will Michael, who none of you know because he's never been on the podcast.
That's a shame. We got to get him on here. Michael's a good dude.
Was he on Brandon's podcast?
Oh, he may have been.
I don't remember if he was or not.
I don't either. Oh well, we'll figure that out later. But yeah, come to Second Wind. You can still get on the waiting list, and people drop off pretty regularly because of other things that interrupt with their ability to go. So get on the waiting list and see if you can make it there. It's gonna be a good time.
I have definitely been on the waiting list in the past and never not gotten to go from not getting in. So
is it a 64-person tournament or is it more
it
than
is.
that?
It's 64.
64.
That is literally as many as they can fit in the building.
Oh boy.
Like,
okay. Well,
they cannot make the event bigger without going to somewhere that's not a brewery.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to participating for once. This will be my first Second Wind. All right. Those are the events that are coming up. So is there any news that we need to cover from AMG aside from Okay. Aside I guess there's some stuff. Brad, what is the news from AMG that we need to cover?
They updated timelines, the format no one plays.
Oh, okay. What is the update? What did they change?
The Vulture box and the Scarlet Spider box where all that stuff was added. All the cards, all the models, and all that stuff. And then the card Mutant Trader was taken off the list.
Oh, okay. What does Mutant Trader do?
Why it's an attack. It's a tactics card that gives Bishop an attack if he's within a certain range of Gambit.
Okay. Was it just too powerful? Or?
No. I have no idea why they took it off.
Okay.
My theory is that they hate Gambit.
That may be the case. There are also a couple tactics cards that are defender specific. I guess we'll cover that when we do Silver Sable.
Sure.
Yeah, we'll cover those then. All right. Well, let's move on to games that we've played recently. Steven, do you have any games that you played recently?
Yeah. At my locals on Thursday, I got to play 2 games. First one was against Josh. I was running Doc Ock Spider Foes with Sandman and Shocker, and he was running all the symbiotes. So plus Spider-Man, plus Miles and Spectacular Spider-Man. So yeah, it was Venom, Carnage, Miles, and Spectacular Spider-Man.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I took I won. So,
okay.
But the reason I won is because instead of playing how I usually do, which is putting somebody's models into injured mode, I was playing tactfully. Sandman is very, very good at clogging up the center. He took on Venom and Gwenom at the same time, just by himself. It was kind of amazing. Those constructs were moving venom every time they got one damage through, and Sandman would get a power, and then I would teleport, take one of them off, and then punch a ticket. So it was quite useful. So
Man.
Doc Ock was controlling Spectacular Spider-Man just by throwing him. Rhino was being a little bit of an issue for him. So and then Carnage was taking on Craven and Shocker, but Shocker got his energy attack off on him, and Carnage wasn't feeling too good. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I was using tactics like Carnage went into Craven. I was on 1 health and bleeding, so I said, "Well, let me just grab this objective, run away with it, flip another point, and then run away again and bleed out." And of course, the objective token was way, way, way where he couldn't get it very easily. So, just one of those things where it's tactically viable to do something other than attacking somebody.
Yeah, Craven. I think he's got so much weird jank play now, but he oftentimes the best thing that you can do with him is nothing and let your opponents go after him.
Mm-hmm.
He's a great character. I can't wait to do him. We will have a spirited discussion near the end.
Most, and then I played Cody Green after that. Brad, this was your opponent when you came up here to North Homestead, the second opponent who did the Doctor Strange
Yeah.
madness to you. So he was playing unaffiliated, and he wanted to play 17 real bad, but I didn't let him play 17. We played at 19 instead. He wanted to run Malekith, Doctor Strange, Lockjaw, and Wong. I was like, I'm not going into that mess. No way. So, but I ended up pulling out that game again. Sandman, very, 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 very relevant in that game. So, I'm liking, yeah, I'm liking Sandman more and more. Like I said, he clogs up that middle very, very well, and just he gets the one thing is he clogs throwing lanes because they can't throw stuff very easily through the constructs, and they can't throw the constructs.
Right.
So
I actually built Sandman right before we came on this podcast. I just put
okay,
him together. So I am excited to put him on the table.
he takes some big brain stuff though, Fred. I still haven't figured him out all the way.
I'm
So
just gonna throw him at my opponent and figure it out as I go. That's how I do
Like
stuff.
physically throw the model at your opponent.
Yeah, and then I win because he's a pretty big model.
yeah, fill it with lead, right, or something.
Yeah, exactly. Fill with pewter.
All
All
right,
right.
but those are my games.
Okay. I also played 2 games. They were both against Aaron on Thursday. And in my first game against Aaron, we were playing at 20 points, and it was superpowered scoundrels and senators. So this was and I ended up winning this game, something like 20-9. All of you know my Spider Foes stuff. I think that I brought Doc Ock, Green Goblin, Rhino, and then Lizard, Craven, and Bullseye. That's 20 points. So that was my list, and it was just I felt in control that entire game, largely because of how many victory points there were on the table, and I just scored so many he couldn't keep up. I should say, he was playing a roster that contains both Shield and Avengers, and in this case, he was playing Shield with Nick Fury, with oh boy, who else? 4-point Black Widow, and with a couple other models. I can't remember exactly what he brought, but I had. Oh, he had Thor. He had Thor, who I basically just ignored. Yeah, that was the first game I played. In the second game I played against Aaron, it went much more in his favor. What were the scenarios? It was Paranoia, Pummel's Populace, and I want to say Riot Spark. I think it was Riot Spark and Paranoid Most Populous. So there were fewer points on the table, but there were still quite a few points on the table. But in this game, at the end of round 3, I scored 15 points to his substantially lower than that. But then round 4 came around, and he dazed my entire team, and I scored nothing. And then round 5, he tabled me. So it was a case where I need to finish the fight before...
The fight finishes you.
Yeah, exactly. I needed to do it before he tables the crap out of me. And I couldn't get it done. I was 1 point away from winning it out, but oh well. I couldn't finish. I couldn't finish it. But those were my 2 games. It was I would have felt a lot better had I had Sandman and Electro, but they didn't arrive at our store until just recently. Brad, do you have any games that you want to talk about?
Well, everyone remembers that Fred ended my MCP career, so I played Song of Ice and Fire on Thursday.
Oh boy.
Poor Brad.
I won my game of Song of Ice and Fire, even though I was getting the shit kicked out of me the entire game.
Hey, that was both of my games of MCP. He was winning on attrition.
Hey, Brad, I have a question. How
Yeah.
are you going to participate in Second Wind?
You don't know. Michael and I are going to go and concede to our opponents and look for Guild Ball games.
Okay.
And maybe play Croconaw.
Oh boy. Okay.
All right. Well, I mean, at least you have it figured out.
Yeah. Okay. Well, those were the games that we played recently. Let's do a recalibration matrix. So for those of you who are just joining us now, sometimes when we give a score to a character, we don't take into full effect how it's going to impact the meta, or sometimes they errata the character, or sometimes we're just plain wrong. And in those cases, we like to revisit those characters and give them a recalibrated score in the recalibration matrix. Today, we're going to be talking about Arnim Zola, a character that we gave in the Bs. Oh, what was it? Was it a B plus? Did we give him? No, we gave him just a straight B. On average, that's really high. How many of you have seen Arnim Zola played? Like,
Well, I have played him.
so have I. I have played him. I was super excited to play him, and he ends up doing not as much as I want him to do.
Yeah, he just falls a little bit short.
Yeah, he quite a bit short. So he's a 3-point model who is Hydra and Cabal affiliated, and he has a big face in his chest. He has an interesting attack. I think it's a gainer. It's a range 4, and you can choose any attack type, which seems really cool. But it's only 4 dice, and I mean it's a good attack. But here's what I find with Arnim Zola: if he gets attacked, his defenses are very poor. Like, I think he has 2 physical defense, 3 energy, and 4 mystic. Which, his mystic is really good, but I mean, 2 physical. Most attacks in the game are physical attacks. And then if he gets targeted, he's going to die. And if he doesn't get targeted, he doesn't have enough power to do what you want him to do. One of the coolest things about him is he can dice fix for other characters within range 4 using the Hydra experimental technology, I think is what it's called. But he never has enough power to do it, I find. That's been my experience, at least. Do you know when Arnim Zola does well? He does well on Infinity Formula with cubes. And in that case, he has plenty of power to do what you want him to do. But otherwise, he's just never going to get enough power to do what you want him to do. I've been talking quite a bit. Hey, Brad, why don't you give a take here on Arnim Zola? What's your take?
I don't know.
Yeah, because no one plays him.
Hydra engineering's good.
Right, it's
That's
good,
a good
but he
ability.
never has power to do it. Yeah. How about you, Steven? Well, you've played Arnim Zola.
Correct. Yeah. It seems that he needs specific models around him, and those specific models have to be, one, a larger threat, so he's not concentrated on, and two, the leaderships that he shines in are very limited. He's best with Red Skull 1 and Red Skull 3.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because if he gets a damage 3, he'll get an extra power on his little gainer. Also in Red Skull 3, if he rolls a skull and counts it as a crit, he'll get a power for scientific hubris. So,
oh, really? Is that would that work?
Yeah. Counts as a crit.
It counts as a crit, but scientific hubris says if he rolls a crit.
Yeah, so it counts.
So it counts.
Okay.
Come on, Fred.
I wasn't sure that's how that worked, but okay.
So, and he has good running mates in people like Hood who can heal him because he doesn't suffer from a bleed.
Yeah, he's immune to bleed.
So, I mean, the squad I was running him at a tournament in Pittsburgh, I played Brad with it, but it was, I don't think I played Arnim Zola, but I would run Red Skull, Bullseye, Hood, Arnim Zola, Enchantress, and, Enchantress being the bigger, obviously, threat. So it's just one of those things where he kind of works with specific model setups, but then the specific model sets aren't the stuff that you wanted to take to a competition. So,
right.
Just to be fair,
he plays. He doesn't even hit the table in Hydra. Like, you would think that's where he should go, but Michael never does. Michael ever bring him when he plays Hydra?
Michael plays Red Skull 2 as much as possible.
Right.
And that's just not a good place to play Arnim Zola.
Yeah.
The best homes for him are his affiliation in Cabal with Red Skull 1 and Red Skull 3. So.
Okay. Well, that's so we got to give him a letter grade. We got to update his letter grade. So I think I'm gonna go. Whoa. I don't think he's terrible. I'm gonna give him a C-. I'm giving him a C-. Steven, what are you gonna give to Arnim Zola?
I'm at a C- also.
C-. Okay. And Brad, where are you?
I think I'm gonna go with C.
Straight C. So we're lower. We're adjusting him down some, but I think he's just not as good as I wanted him to be. That's where he is. Okay, let's move on to the game where I'm terrible at knowing things about the trivia of comic book characters. Brad, take us away.
This is now confirmed everyone's favorite segment. There was one YouTube comment that's enough for me. Okay, so how this works is I'm going to give Fred some comic book trivia where the answer is a character that is in the game of MCP. If he gets it right the first time, he gets 3 points. Then I'm going to give him a hint. If he gets it right after the hint, he gets 2 points. If he can't get it right after that, then Steven gets a shot at answering the question to give the team 1 point. Fred needs to earn 6 points to win. And I think that's it. Any questions, Fred? Great. First question. This character was originally a legacy character for a major hero that died in an alternate universe. The character was popular enough that Marvel brought him into the main universe.
A legacy hero. Wait, so this is a say it again. Did you say it was a villain
No.
or a legacy hero
No.
who died? Or
This character was originally a legacy character for a major hero that died in an alternate universe.
a hero for a major character?
He was a major character that was a hero in an alternate universe. And this character took over the mantle and was so popular that they brought him into the main Marvel universe.
Is it Miles Morales?
Your hint. As one of the members of the Champions, this character and the rest of the team had to run from the law when teen superheroes were outlawed.
Teen superheroes were outlawed. Oh. I have no idea. I have no clue.
Okay, you're correct. It's Miles Morales. 3 points.
Oh wait, so I was right for the. Hold on. So does that mean we get 3 points?
Yeah, I just really wanted to read the hint. I took time to write this, Fred. I'm going to read it all.
Hey.
Yes,
3 points.
it was Miles Morales. Very good. This session's going to be too easy. This character received his powers from being experimented on while in prison for a crime he didn't commit.
Experimented on in prison for a crime he didn't commit? Is it Sandman?
That is incorrect. Your hint.
Okay.
He is now the father of a little girl named Danielle. Danielle's mother is another superhero that is not an MCP.
Oh no. You see, now I'm looking for Web Warriors that would match this, and I'm because I'm playing the meta game of knowing that that's usually what the thing bringing them together is.
You're listening to
Brad knows what he's
Brandon.
doing.
You're listening to Brandon, which is a dangerous thing to do.
Yeah, and if I were you, I would stop doing that the moment that I realize that that's the way to win this game. So, what I was gonna say is Ben Reilly, or otherwise the Scarlet Spider, and that is what I'm going to say.
That is incorrect.
Okay.
Steven, do you know the answer to this question?
Okay, may I have the question and the hint again, please?
Yes. This character received his powers from being experimented on while in prison for a crime he didn't commit. He is now the father of a little girl named Danielle. Danielle's mother is another superhero that is not an MCP.
I really have no idea.
Really? I thought this one was
Stumped
easy.
us.
Because the first one happened in the TV show.
You're gonna have to. I mean, we both missed it.
Yeah, I'm
Luke Cage.
Luke.
Oh, Luke Cage. Oh, okay.
I already have another trivia question about Danielle prepared for the future. So.
Uh-oh.
uh,
Wait, who's her mother? Who's not an MCP? That means
Jessica
she can't-
Jones.
Okay, there. Okay, well, you're right. She's not an MCP.
She's not
yet.
an MCP yet. Okay. Your third question. You have 3 points. You need 3 to win, Fred. This character helped This character helped terraform Mars so that a group of people who had been living in a hell dimension could settle there. She then joined their government.
This is Storm because we talked about her yesterday. Not yesterday, last week.
Yeah, I didn't know if you would remember that.
My memory is bad. It's not that bad. It's not
Fred,
like
you
atrocious.
often forget the second character.
Yeah, who
in the
was the
trivia.
second character this time? Luke Cage.
God. Your hint for this one would have been this character once lost her powers and fought for leadership of a team she once led and won back her leadership position even without her powers.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, she beat Cyclops on a one-on-one fight to become leader of the X-Men again.
Just punching him?
She stole his visor and
have
made
time.
him give up.
Oh.
It's a really good issue. I think it's like a milestone issue. It might be 150. I don't know. Anyway, your bonus question, even though you don't need any points, so it's worth 0 points, is what do these characters have in common?
Okay, this is a trickier one. Because it is I don't think they can't be defenders because Storm isn't a defender. Miles Morales, Luke Cage.
This is a hard one for the people at home too.
I know what it is.
I do not. So Steven, what is it? For
They-
0 points.
They are groundbreaking minority characters that broke in big for the comics.
You know what? That is true, but not what I was thinking.
Okay.
I mean, he's right. He's right.
You're not wrong there, Steven. That is absolutely true. No, these are all characters that Borka thinks are in Wakanda. One of them actually is, but the other two he thinks are.
Oh my goodness.
I think
Oh my
mine was a more palatable answer.
It was a
Yeah,
more
yeah.
guessable answer for sure.
All right then. Well, let's move on after that. After winning, that's another win in the books.
You don't have very
Oh,
many of
geez.
those to celebrate.
Yeah. Celebrating. Okay, let's move on. Do we have anything else to cover? Or are we ready to talk about the person that we're here to cover
I
today?
think we're ready.
I think we're ready. So today we're going to be talking about Silver Sable. Oh no, she's not up. Otherwise known as Sylvia Sablanova. Is that correct? Sylvia Sablanova.
Yes,
that
it
is-
is.
Another one of these
East
Blackagar
European
Boltagon ass names.
with an East European flair.
Yeah. Her defenses are 3 physical, 3 energy, and 3 mystic. She has 5 health on her front side and 6 health on her back side. She is a threat value of 4, size 2, with a medium move. Brad, take it away with the attacks.
Okay, her first attack is a physical attack called Tactical Takedown. It's free, range 5, 5 dice, gain 1 power. Crit Tranquilizer. After this attack is resolved, the character gains the Root special condition. And then a Crit Wild, bringing you in. After this attack is resolved, this character may push the target character toward this character short. Her second attack is called Headshot. It is physical. It costs 3. It's range 5. It's 6 dice. If this target character is not within range 3 and does not benefit from cover, if this attack would deal damage, increase the amount of dealt by 2. There we go. Crit Concussion. After this attack is resolved, the target character gains the stun special condition.
Okay, and Steven, why don't you finish off the card? And I'm giving you a lot to read.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
So she has a active superpower called Shot Caller. It will cost her 3 power. Choose another allied character within 4 and advance it short. Then the chosen character gains 1 power. A character can be affected by the superpower only once per turn. She has a reactive superpower called Want My Help? Pay Up. It costs 0 power. When an allied character within 4 of this character makes an attack during the pay cost step of the attack, this character may use the superpower. The allied character loses 2 power. If it does, this character, meaning Silver Sable, gains 1 power, and the allied character adds 1 die to the attack roll. The superpower can be used only once per turn. She has an innate called Sniper Nest, and when this character is targeted by a physical or energy attack, if the character is overlapping a terrain feature of size 3 or more, and the attacking character is not overlapping the same terrain feature, this character adds 2 dice to its defense roll, and she also has Wall Crawler.
She also has a different power on her reverse side.
Right. She loses Want My Help? Pay Up, and she gains Protect the Asset, which is also reactive. And it costs 2 power instead of 3. When an enemy character within 4 of this character targets an allied character with an attack, the allied character is holding an asset or a civilian token. This character may use the superpower. After this attack is resolved, the character makes a tactical takedown attack targeting the attacking character. The superpower can be used only once per turn.
Okay, so that is Silver Sable. I think she has extremely long range attacks. Like, she is a character who's designed to sit back in the backfield and shoot into combat. And I think she's interesting. I had a question when I first read this, and I want to bring it up for everyone who's listening. Hey, Brad, for headshot, if the target character, if they meet those requirements, and she does a grand total of 1 damage to the character, let's say it's a Beta Ray Bill, can he reduce damage to 0 and take no damage, or does he still take 2 damage?
All right, so had to consult the rule book and the card for this because I needed the order of the steps. So it's relevant that attacker does their before damage is dealt step before the defender does. So she sees that she's going to deal 1 damage. She ups it to 3. And then Beta Ray Bill can reduce it back down to 2.
Yeah.
That should be how it works, unless AMG says otherwise for some reason.
Oh, do they? Do they say otherwise?
I said unless they do.
Oh, unless they do. Oh,
yeah, like unless on the forums they're like, nope, that's not how it works. You can reduce it all.
Okay. Yeah, I think that this is. I love that ability. That is excellent. That's a great way to get around the people who reduce damage, and ensuring that you do at least 2 damage in that attack, if you do 1 damage total. And you could like explode that attack. It could do a ton of damage. I really like that attack. It's also range 5, so range 5 is so far in the way this game plays. That's most characters on the board you can probably touch with that.
The key is they have to be outside of 3, so people are just gonna move into her, and they can't benefit from cover. Which that one is whatever. Like, sometimes they do, sometimes they don't, but...
Yeah. You probably wouldn't use her in a game at Superpowered Scoundrels. She is not designed for that.
No.
But otherwise, okay. I'm worried that this character is going to be too passive. Like, be too far back. She does have an ability that is very good, Protect the Asset, when she's flipped. To
I think it's amazing.
Game.
How good is it? How good is all those attacks when they daze your character, KO your character, and you shoot them back? Now all they have to do is target someone who's getting you victory points, and you get to shoot them.
Yeah. It doesn't prevent them from making that attack, though.
No,
It's
but
after the attack is resolved.
neither does the one where they daze or KO. Neither does a got your back.
True. And it's rain. I mean, it's really good. Yeah, protect the asset is an excellent. She does have to be flipped to do it, though.
She
And
does.
that means that a way to prevent that from happening is just ignore her.
And if she's sitting on a back point and she's shooting her range 5 shots and headshotting people and giving them extra power on their free attacks with the "you want my help," well, I guess it doesn't really give them extra power, but it gives them an extra.
It gives
die.
them an extra dice. Yeah, it gives her power.
Gives her power and them an extra die for 2 power. I mean, I think that's good enough. If they're not attacking her so she can just keep making her attacks, fine.
Yeah, that's fair. She's
I really like shot color though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, shot collar is good. That's the one that gains them power. It's a good one.
Yeah, I've been talking around shot color. I think shot color is incredible. Shot color is probably one of the best things on her card. They get to advance and they gain 1 power. That's so good.
Right. I mean, if she's got the money, right? If she's got 9 power and your characters have been pushed and tossed off of points, if she's activating last and she can just get them back onto those points, that's really good.
Cyclops has a similar ability that doesn't give power and is still really good. So this is just way better.
This says a character can be affected by this superpower only once per turn. So she could do it, if she had the power, she could do it to multiple characters.
Yep.
That's very good.
And a good way to make sure she has the power to do it to multiple characters is the "want my help, pay up."
Yeah. Just keep giving her power by having her buff your allies. Listen, there's something here. There's something really good here. Before we go on, I should let Steven. I have been talking way too much. I need to let you have a chance to talk about her. What are your thoughts?
Root special conditions, really nice. Mm-hmm. It's cropping up more and more though, isn't it? It seems to be one of those forgotten conditions, and then all of a sudden we had Shadow King and Professor X come out with their builders having root triggers. Tranquilize being on a crit, obviously, a little bit different, but it will get around things like the original MODOK or Black Swan, potentially.
Yep, you're right.
So, the bringing you in, that could be a surprise for people who do safe grabs and they get hit by this range 5 shot. Granted, it's probably not going to happen a lot, but moving somebody short towards your team so your team can take advantage of, beating them up with like Daredevil leadership. That's pretty good. So
it's probably sorry, go ahead.
Especially if you drag them into a Hulk. So
yeah, it's good into Magneto, like pull him away from his things into people he doesn't want to fight.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, she's got a lot of good on her kit. It's just that I really don't want a 4-threat doing a 2-threat or a 3-threat's job. You know what I mean?
I think she does a lot more than just sit on the point.
Right, I understand that, but still.
You know what? If I know that I'm bringing this character, I'm gonna pick I'm gonna pick the side of the board that has a size 3 terrain piece next to a back point.
Well, the counter to that, Fred, is that somebody's going to come up, and if they can throw a size 3 or size 4, they're going to throw the train that she's on at her.
Yeah, you're right.
Not if it's a size 5.
Well, she has to get to that size 5 building then, right? So
Yeah. All right. Before we move on to grading her, we need to talk about several tactics cards that came out in the same announcement. They told us about some of them. We've already seen what it won't have a new tag on it. The first one, will it?
Street Smarts.
Street Smarts. So let's talk about Street Smarts while we, or is there an order that you have them pulled up?
Nope,
Brad?
Street Smarts is fine.
Okay. All right. Let's start with Street Smarts. I can't talk. All right. Street Smarts. This is a defender-specific card. It is reactive. During the power phase, any number of allied defenders' characters may each spend 1 power to play this card. This round, while a character that played this card is holding or contesting an objective token, if it would be pushed, advanced, or thrown, it may suffer 1 damage. If it does, it is not pushed, advanced, or thrown. This is an incredible card. This card's great. Avoiding being thrown, amazing. If you're contesting or holding an objective. Like, I love that. That's so good. It does specify defenders. So, but I still think that's excellent. That is a great card. What is the second card?
We can also see 2 future defenders on the card.
Oh, who are those 2 people? Because I don't know who they
Colleen Wing and Misty Knight.
Okay.
Fred,
I still don't know who they are.
Fred, did you not watch the Netflix Marvel shows?
I mean, I watched Jessica Jones and I watched the first season of Daredevil.
You did not watch the shows with them on it. Okay, got it.
Okay. There's a third person in who's not. Is that just a civilian that they're protecting?
It looks like it.
Like
yeah.
Cowering.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, heroes don't cower.
Okay, fair.
Just like DC says that heroes don't eat box.
Oh God. Okay.
But we know they do, Fred. Real heroes eat box.
Oh boy. I was trying to move on, but I should let you guys talk your feelings on this. Steven, do you have anything you want to speak about on this card?
It is good, but it would have to be early on in a character's health pool, per se. So, I mean, it's best on Hulk, obviously, right?
Yeah.
So, but if you only have 5 health and you've been knocked down to 4 and you only got 1 left, well, you're probably going to take that throw or that push, right? So
Yeah.
So it's circumstantial. It's basically a Hulk card. That's
it's
all it is.
Really good on Hulk.
Yeah. Anything that,
because one of the Hulk's biggest problems is being thrown into his allies.
Yeah.
And then if you give him power, he gets madder. The original Hulk, that is.
Right.
It can be good on Immortal Hulk too. So.
Okay. Let's move on to the next card. That is a card called Cover Me. It is a defender-specific card, and it is reactive. During the power phase, an allied defender's character may spend 4 power to play this card. This round, after an attack targeting this character is resolved, another allied character may make an attack targeting the attacking character. This is just like Silver Sable's Protect the Asset tower. In fact, you could trigger this and protect the asset, couldn't you?
Yes.
If the person had a civilian or asset, yes, that's correct.
Yeah. So you could really make someone regret making an attack against someone who's holding an objective. I think that's a pretty fun thing to do. But I like this card. It is expensive. It is 4 power to make it happen.
Again, it's a Hulk card.
It is. He is even on the art for it.
Yeah, it's fine if Hulk plays it, but wouldn't you want Hulk making the free attacks?
Yeah, Hulk wants the free attack. I think that's what he was saying though. This is
Oh, okay.
like if Hulk has like 10 damage on him and he makes an attack that's 9 dice that can push them.
But the problem with Hulk's attacks is that they are range 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this is a good card to play on Hulk when he's got Hawkeye and Silver Sable backing him up.
Or if he's venomized, and in which case he has a range 3 attack he can make.
Yeah, but he's got to spend 7 power at that point in time. Well, wait, he's played
Yeah,
Venomized
he wouldn't be
before.
the one
Never.
paying the 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that this card
Yeah,
is
he is.
useful.
He's the one playing for
He's got to pay the
Oh,
4.
wait. No,
Oh,
no,
you're
no,
right,
no.
you're right.
Not if he's the one making the attacks. You're right.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. It is the person who is being attacked
Yeah.
who pays the 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I think that this has a lot of use. It is going to be good. These are all good defenders cards. What are your like final takes on this card? What about you, Brad? What's your take here?
I don't know. Jury's still out on this one.
Jury's still out. Okay. What about you, Steven?
I think this card is very good for the defenders that have range attacks. It's not good for the Daredevil type defenders characters who want to be in close.
Okay.
So
That's fair. All right. And the last card that was revealed is called Sable International. It is unaffiliated. It is an active card, and during her activation, Silver Sable may spend 4 power to play this card. This round, each time Silver Sable dazes or KOs an enemy character, you score 1 victory point. I mean, if you're playing Silver Sable, you're probably bringing this card. This is great. This is getting you victory points.
This is the great dream if you can have Punisher do Blood Red and Personal also.
Yeah.
But then they're vying for
I
the
was-
same victory points.
No, because Punisher says that any character, he doesn't have to kill them. Any character
he
KO.
doesn't have to kill them. Okay.
Right.
Right.
So this is grunt tech.
Yeah. Oh no, I didn't even think about that. This is
Yeah.
grunt tech. Oh boy. If she dazes Sandman while she has this card active, does she get 3 victory points?
Yep.
I think so, probably.
Each time. Well, hold on. This is important. She dazes Sandman. Sandman being dazed is what KOs the 2 of them. I don't know if she does it. That's a rules question.
Yeah.
I don't know the
Her
answer.
attack caused the game state to happen. I can see them rolling it either way.
Yeah, that is a lot of victory points. Holy crap! I did not even think about this. Like that. Wow. Okay. Yeah. This card is excellent. If you're bringing Silver Stable, you are playing this card. And
Yeah, she might be teaming up with Punishers. That's all I'm saying.
This is
Yeah.
also, well, they're probably both defenders.
They're almost certainly both defenders.
This card gets better after she flips too.
Yeah, because she can do that extra attack and maybe daze people that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this is great. This is a great card. Okay, so that is. Oh, did either of you have anything else you wanted to say about Sable International?
It's cool.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, like I said, if you get Punisher out there and, Sable takes somebody out, and you get 2-point victory points for killing a grunt, sign me up.
Oh, gosh. Would that be 6 victory points? I think that they definitely would count for Blood Red and Personal if oh my goodness,
So
that's
that's
so
at
many
least
victory
4.
points. That's at least 4 at the very least. Oh, okay. Well, all right, let's move on and give a letter grade to Silver Sable. So I'm a little bit down on Silver Sable, and not in a big way. I think she's very good, and Shot Caller is excellent. Um, she only has 11 health, which is less than ideal. She only has 5 on her front side for a 4-threat model, but she has Sniper Nest, which is a cool little defensive buff that she will have in all likelihood. Uh, I was coming in ready to give her a C plus. I think that her tactics card and the stuff about her will bump her up quite a bit to being a B, just a straight B. Uh, that is where I am. I might be very wrong, but that's what I'm going to give her. Steven,
Mm-hmm.
what do you want to give to Silver Sable?
Oh, this is like one of my favorite characters in Marvel.
Mm-hmm. This is your girl.
Um, but I think they made her kit interesting. It's not obvious. Well, it is obvious how you play her, okay, but executing that plan on the battlefield is always different, right? So,
Yeah.
um, so she doesn't fit in Daredevil Defenders that well. You know what I mean? So, but you're not wanting to run Doctor Strange Defender. So, I mean, where's the home for her is, I guess, what I'm getting at. But I I would like to give her a higher grade, but I think I have to go with a B also. I mean, I'm just saying that I like to give her a B plus, but I, proof's in the pudding, so to speak. So I'm definitely getting this box and definitely putting her out there. So we'll see. And I'm definitely running Punisher with her. That's for sure.
Oh
So
yeah. If you can get a bunch of extra victory points, I mean, she's just easily paid for herself.
yeah, I mean, it might not be bad to run a Doctor Strange Defenders with her, Hawkeye, and Punisher with Wong, just to be different at 17. So
Okay.
change
Okay.
changing that rifle attack to a Mystic or an Energy, and then hexing people
That
while
would be
giving her
neat.
root. Yeah, yeah, it could be something, but Doctor Strange has other issues. We
Right.
won't get into that. So
Right. Okay. Brad, what are you going to give her as a letter grade?
I think B's is correct. All characters are B's.
as Dave rages against us.
I'm not the one that has to
Okay.
listen to it. You are, Steven.
Speaking of which, Monster Dice Studios. If you want content for battle reports, please go to their YouTube channel and check it out. And he also has teamed with our local game store to give people discounts if they cannot get certain items. They can order from Recess, and they will ship within the U.S.
Well, there you go. That's Monster Dice Studios. All right. Well, that is what we have to say about Silver Sable. Hey, Brad, do you have any comic book recommendations that feature this particular person whose name is very Blackagar Boltagon like?
Yes, I have 3 and a bonus.
Okay.
All right, so I have Amazing Spider-Man 265, which Steven will tell us is
Amazing Spider-Man 265.
her first
Uh,
appearance.
yeah, yeah.
This is Tom.
I didn't know that off the top of my head. I'm sorry.
That's fine. This is Tom DeFalco and Ron. I put friends. That might be a typo. I feel like that's a typo, but I don't remember. The villain Black Fox is about to retire when Silver Sable and her Merc company show up to kill him. Spider-Man wants him to pay for his crimes, but not with his life. So he finds himself in an unlikely scenario of protecting one of his villains from Silver Sable.
Huh. Does he do that often? Does he regularly have to protect his villains? 'Cause this comes up a couple times in his storyline.
I mean, there's only so many stories you can tell about Spider-Man.
Yeah.
There's a joke online, and you can look it up. All you have to do is look up. There are only 11 X-Men stories, I think, and most of them are about ruining Scott Summers' day. The second recommendation, Silver Sable and the Wild Pack. This is a 35-issue series where Sable leads a group of mercs on various missions. And the merc team and the creative team changes over time. But the first little bit of it is by Gregory Wright and Stephen Butler. So that was her first solo series. Then there is a 4-issue miniseries called Sable and Fortune. This is by Brandon Cahill and John Burns. Silver Sable and Dominic Fortune team up to ferret out a possible traitor in the Wild Pack. So I got her 2 solo series in there. Well, solo in quotes.
Right, because she has a team.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's got a full team of people.
Yeah, but she's
That's
in the title of the
okay.
comic. So
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, for the game, I'm kind of let down a little bit because one, she's definitely a leader type character, and not having a leadership kind of was a bummer. And then
He's a shot caller. That's her leadership.
and then the Wild Pack not being a grunt type character, because they are dudes. So,
well, sometimes they're super dudes.
Like Sandman.
Yeah.
That's her number one hire. Yeah.
Yeah. And your bonus series today is Uncanny Spider-Man by Cy Spurrier and Lee Garbett. Nightcrawler has decided to distance himself from the other mutants and becomes a Spider-Man. Silver Sable is hired to hunt him down and deliver him to the anti-mutant bigots. But when she's not on the clock, her and Kurt strike up a romance.
You have told us about this one before.
Yeah, that's why I put it as a
remember
bonus.
This story.
This is a great.
Okay,
This is a great story. I like this comic a lot.
Okay.
We can tell. That's not a bad thing.
No, she's great in this comic because she's like going at it hard, and then she clocks out and has like a romantic dinner with Nightcrawler in a bell tower. Like
in
the
Marvel universe, I would say she is a true neutral character.
Yeah.
It's very Looney Tunes. Fred, do you remember the sheepdog and the wolf?
Oh boy.
On Looney Tunes.
Probably.
They like
it's been a long time.
they're like really cordial to each other, and then they clock in, and the whole time they're clocked in. Like
I do remember.
Yeah, they're like at each other's throats, and then they clock back out. They're like, "Have a nice night. Say hi to your family."
That's Silver Sable and Kurt Wagner.
Yeah. Mystique's also in this series.
All right.
If you
Well,
like Mystique.
Steven, do you have any team where you think that Silver Sable would fit in nicely? That
I
she's
do
not
if he
affiliated
doesn't.
with?
Oh, Captain America: First Avenger.
Oh, okay. Okay. Trying to
Getting
fish out those crits and the triggers that you need.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Why
Yeah.
wouldn't you?
Yeah. I mean, fair. Yeah, she has them on both of her attacks, so she is definitely a person who that would work well for.
Yeah, and then you put Hawkeye in there, and then all of a sudden the team's pretty crippled at that point in time.
Yeah. All right. Well, oh, we didn't say what her. Do we know any of her affiliations? She's
No.
almost certainly a defender.
Yeah, she's probably a defender based on them spoiling those cards, but we don't actually know that.
Okay. Okay. We don't know what her affiliations
We
are
do
yet.
not know. I'm
I
hoping.
wonder if she.
I'm hoping for
I wonder.
X Men. Just throw her in the X Men. I'm gonna try her in the X Men. She's dating Kurt, so it
I
fits.
wonder. I wonder if she's going to have the. No, she already doesn't. Never mind. I was just wishful thinking. So anyway, um, probably Air Force, maybe.
I don't think
A-Force,
so.
okay.
I don't think she'll be A Force.
I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see what she ends up being. All right, let's the last thing that we need to do is my non sequitur recommendation. So I know nothing about this character. She's not been portrayed as far as I know by anybody. I don't think she's appeared in any cinematic event. So um I'm just going to talk about a movie that I watched recently that I very much enjoyed. This is a movie that came out in 2022 that I missed. It is an Australian horror movie called Talk to Me. And it is a movie where some high school kids start having parties where this is going to sound crazy, where they grasp a hand, and that hand allows them to see dead people. And they can allow the dead people to possess them if they're holding the hand. And it is at first a lot of fun. It's crazy and it makes for great like TikTok videos, but of course there are consequences involved to playing with forces beyond our understanding. So this is a great horror movie. It's extremely suspenseful. I highly recommend it. I missed it when it first came out, and I regret missing it because it was definitely worth watching. That is Talk to Me. And that is it for our show today. Thank you all for joining us, and have fun playing some MCP. Hopefully, we'll get some Silver Sable action going shortly. Goodbye, everybody, and have a wonderful weekend.